let's build the 3-gun upper today. Stay tuned and find out how we do it. Alright, welcome back everybody. So what we got on the bench today is all the parts for the upper receiver build. I think this is going to be a quick and easy one. We've got our Sequence Precision handguard here. Got our gas tube. Get all this stuff out of here. Got our barrel nut and our screws to attach the foregrip. We've got our gas tube and the roll pin. Forward assist, titanium firing pin. Got our bolt carrier group here, our dust cover, our comp, gas block, and the upper receiver. So let's just get right into it. Let me get the camera put into the stand here and we'll get it all set up. So just hold on. Alrighty. I'm going to be moving the camera around a lot, I think, so you guys can see all this stuff, so you'll have to forgive me. But I think it's probably the best way to at least show you what I'm doing. So I've got my upper receiver clamp box here, and the way this works is get your upper receiver, and it's got a little spot for it, and this will do an A2 as well. That's why it's got this part up here for the carry handle. But you can see how the upper fits in there just perfectly on that part. And then this other part has pins in it that you line up right here, and this will firmly clamp the upper into this block. Sorry. And then the block goes into the vise. Make sure you leave it out far enough that you can actually get to the threads and stuff here. And we're going to start by installing our barrel. So get this nice and firmed up here. Let's move this other camera over here. And then I'll try to work from the back side, so you guys can really see what I'm doing here. Get some behind the scenes action too. Gonna need my grease again. And barrel nut and the barrel. Alright. So we're going to want to put a little bit of grease on these threads here. People like to use anti-seize, molly grease. There's, you know, multitude of things that you can put on here, but I just this Shooter's Choice works just fine for me. I use it pretty much everywhere. Anyway, so get those threads good and lubed up there, and we're gonna set our barrel in. There's a little tit right there. It's got to fit in the groove on the top of the upper receiver here. Slides in just like that. Your barrel nut will go on, and we're gonna go ahead and thread that on here. Now, it's recommended that you take this barrel nut and you torque it about 3 times. So we'll go ahead and put a wrench on there, and we'll get it threaded on. All right, there's one. We'll completely take it off. And what that does is it's seasoning the threads to accept a good solid torque and maintain that torque. So that's one. Go ahead and throw it on again. Give it some torque. That's two. This will be three. All right, now we'll go ahead and torque this baby on. .35 to 85 foot-pounds is the torque value. There we go. I did pick up a crow's foot to do this with, and then the instruction says it's 1 1/4 crow's foot. Well, 1 1/4 crow's foot doesn't fit on here, so I am absolutely positive that it was at least 35, but not more than 85 foot-pounds. It's not going anywhere. So, next thing we'll do is install our gas tube into our gas block. All right, so let's move the camera again. And let's see if I can do this perhaps over the top of the camera here. All right, so we're going to take our gas tube out here. There's our roll pin. And it looks like our gas block came with a roll pin as well. Here's our gas block. So we're going to get our Kipex pliers out again. And going to get this installed in here. We'll use the roll pin provided by Odin. And what I'll do is I will get this started. Let's see here. Use the old needle nose trick that we used yesterday. Maybe. It's a bit challenging working over the top of the camera equipment here, but we'll get it done. I'm going to put this in the vise. Alright, what I've done is I've got some soft jaws for my vise here. Go one click bigger. There we go. There we go. We're just pushing this pin in here. You just want to get it in there started enough that we can get the gas tube back in. All right, let's move back over here to the bench. Gas tube has, sorry, I was having trouble focus. There you go. That's where the gas enters the gas tube, and that's the hole that the roll pin goes through. So it goes in this way. Gonna look through. Gonna look through the hole right there, and there you go. Look through that hole right there, and then we're just gonna squeeze the pin through with our pliers. There we go. I'm going to adjust the pliers again. That's probably too much. And then we're just going to set this roll pin all the way through here. Yeah, these pliers are the best thing ever when you're doing the an AR build. Highly, highly recommend them. There we go. There's your roll pin in. Let's give this a little more of a squeeze. There we go. All right. move the camera again. Back over here to the vise. We're going to put our upper back in our clamp. All right, and now we're going to see if I can pan this just a little bit here for you. Bring it out a little bit. Sorry, I think this is probably the best way, at least for me by myself, to do this so you can kind of see everything that's going on. All right, now I'm going to take my gas tube and my gas block, and I'm going to put it on here. And this is what's really nice about this this setup up here, is that there's no interference with the gas tube. You just get it on there. You have a there's a timing mark right there. The GoPro right there, and then there's a little timing mark right there, so that's how you know you got it straight. I'm gonna line both of those up just like that. The little line goes in the big line, and with our supplied Allen wrenches, we'll go ahead and tighten up the gas block here. All right, there goes that. And then we'll take our bolt carrier, and we'll just verify that there's no interference with the gas tube. Seems pretty good. We'll get our charging handle here too. I don't think I showed this one to you. This is the AXTS Raptor ambidextrous looks perfect. Good to go. All right, so let's pull those back out. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to just flip this over here. And I just want to hold it steady. It doesn't have to be super clamped in here, but I want to put a good amount of torque on these Allen bolts on the bottom here. So I'm going to flip it over. And so you can see what I'm working. Just going to take the supplied Allen wrench and make sure they're amply tight here. I would say that's plenty tight. Very good. And we'll go back over here. And I'm going to take this, flip it back over again. There we go. And we can put that handguard on. So the way this goes on is you get your 2 Allen screws here. Let me get the Allen wrench that works with it off the good old Dylan here. Oops. There we go. 5:30 seconds it is. And handguard slides on. Very snug on there, which is good. And you know what? I'm gonna have to take it out of the clamp, which is fine. You know, even before I do that, let's go ahead and install the comp while it's in the clamp. So I'm afraid that once I get this handguard on, I won't be able to get the clamp back on properly. So we'll just leave the clamp where it lays. And we'll go ahead and thread on our comp. There you go. So once again, this is a Pro Comp muzzle brake. And it's pretty self-explanatory. A crush washer. Comp goes on. And we just have to rotate it a wee bit. I think my AR tool will work here. Yes, it will. And that's it. That looks good. We have our ports on here on the top. And yeah, looks awesome. All right, now we can take it out of the clamp. And we'll bring it over here to the bench. And let's see here. And we want to get this pushed all the way on here. There. That looks pretty good. And then trick that I saw is you can take your scope mount, which I did have a slight change to the scope mount here. We're going to put this very good looking worn X scale here on. But to get it straight and hold it straight, you can put your scope mount on. Like so. You put it on both sides there. I'm sorry, it's slightly out of frame. You can put both sides of your scope mount on there. That holds it nice and straight. And then our 2 bolts. One goes in from this side. And one goes in from this side. There's that one, just finger tight there. Alright, put some torque on there. Kind of go back and forth on it. I'd call that good. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and remove our sweet scope mount there. All right, now let's do. We can throw in our charging handle. There you go, throw in our charging handle. Our bolt carrier groove. Oh no, we can't, not yet. No. Gonna have myself again. I tend to do that, I get excited. We got to put our forward assist in. Another roll pin job here. A little bit of grease on this one. Let's try it from the bottom. There it goes. Move it up a tooth. There we go. Always forget to pull a stupid plunger out on that. And let's see here. Make sure I get this thing going in the right direction. Yes, working over the top of these cameras is proving to be a little bit more challenging. Alright, I had to move that other camera out of the way. Just could not get in here good enough to see this and make it all happen. So you're just going to get the GoPro video here for a second. There we go. There's the forward assist. Now, let's bring the other camera over here, put some stuff away. So let's switch out our regular fire ring pin for our beautiful titanium one. Now I tried to get this guy in here the other day and it was kind of a booger with this narrowed sides on it. I needed to I don't know if you can see it in the GoPro or not, but there we go, I got it. It's a bit of a challenge getting that retaining pin in there with this narrowed lightened up bolt carrier, but we got it in there. Go ahead and stick our charging handle in, our bolt carrier group, beautiful, and last but not least, we'll do our door here. This is a super easy install. You have this spring right here that you just got to rotate around and hold on to it. There you go. That side just slides in. This is just a pin like that. Boom, done. just like that. And then we'll go ahead and marry the two up. There you go. All right, let me press pause here for a second and we'll take a good look at it. Hold on a sec. There it is. It's just that easy. Building an AR is really a simple task. It's not difficult. If you just take your time and get all the right parts, get them all set in one place at once, you too can build an AR just as easily as I did. Some good quality parts in this guy. Looking forward to get it out to the range. We have one more video coming up. I have a beautiful vortex optic to put on top of this, and that'll be our fourth video in this series. I do have a special build coming up here pretty soon that I'd like to share with you guys, and that'll be coming up soon. I just don't know exactly when, but we'll get that up. But it just shows you that anybody can build one of these rifles. Just get good quality parts and take your time, and having the right tools also helps as well. Till the next video, we're installing that optic. This is Fred with Bravo 1 X-Ray. Hope you're having a great week. 73.